Alright, so today we are tying a fly I like to call the Jiggy Dragon. This is not a fly I can take credit for. I kind of took ideas from a couple different flies. There's one called the Blushing Dragon. That's where most of the inspiration here comes from. Except it uses an alpaca brush to create the body of the fly. And we're going to use a regular old baitfish brush instead of alpaca. Called the Jiggy Dragon because it's tied on a jig hook. And this is a 1/0 jig hook I've got right here. Oh, rotate on me. I am still getting used to this new vise, and it is just... it's nuanced. Let's just say it's nuanced. I'm just having things just exactly perfect. I just haven't caught on to yet. There we go. So, 1/0 jig hook of your choosing. Oh, dang it. See what I mean? 1/0 jig hook of your choosing. This is just some off-brand. I frankly don't know who or what that is. And then I'm going to just tie this with white thread because I got some right here. First step is lead eyes. So, just going to put some thread on here. And you're going to need lead eyes. The dragon tail material is very buoyant. It's also very very wind resistant. So, when you get this stuff on a fly, when it's dry, it's wind resistant. When it's wet, it's just heavy, and it sucks to cast these things. And this is a miniature dragon tail. This isn't a full size one. This one, let's see if I can get this to sit here. Grab a full size dragon tail. So that's just a little guy. Here's a full size one. It's a monster. I mean, I don't know if I'm tying many bass flies with this. Maybe a largemouth. That's actually not a bad idea. I went largemouth fishing tonight, and it was a disaster. I didn't fish anything but topwater, so, you know, sometimes you hit them, sometimes you don't. I'm actually not even using the entire length of this miniature, but we'll get back to that as soon as we get the eyes on this fly. And we'll do that as soon as I find the eyes. There they are. These are not the eyes I wanted to use, but where are my other eyes? Some people have the organization system for stuff like this. Those people are not me. Well, alright. I guess we'll use these eyes. I'm gonna have to do. Honestly, it's like I'm losing my mind. Where did those eyes go? Oh well. Forget about it. These will be just fine. I'm going to put them... actually, I want to go a little bit closer to the bend of that hook. The 60-degree bend where it goes out to the eye. And this is basically, we're just wrapping these on like you would with a Clouser minnow. Figure 8 wraps. Getting them nice and tight. Put a little thread on there. Now, I like to stop and... whoa. Make sure those are straight. I like to stop and hit that with either super glue or UV resin of some sort. I'm going to use super glue because I got it sitting right here, and it's quick, and we don't have to cure it like we do with resin. So, woo, just a tiny little dab. Keep that wrapped together. That's something I just always find comes apart in flies first is a wrap over barbell eyes like that, for whatever reason. And now, before we get to our tail, we're going to add a mono loop that is going to keep the tail from fouling on the hook. Now this is just 40-pound Andy, regular old leader mono. Nothing special. You just want a stiff piece of mono. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You're not actually fishing with it. So I just want a... oh crap, there we go. My garbage scissors And they are garbage. That is for sure. You just want a little piece, maybe 2.5, 3 inches. We're going to make a loop on the shank of the fly. Let me show you. Like such. And actually, I want to cut this crap off of here with my crappy scissors. Yeah! So I'm just going to tie one end down. To one side of the shank. Then I'm just going to make a loop. Tie the other side down to the other side of the shank. And that's okay if that wraps around there. Doesn't need to be pretty. We're going to cover it up anyway. I'm going to wrap the end of that though so there's nothing sharp there poking anything. Make sure that's on there tight. Alright, now you got this mono loop on the butt of your hook. What that's going to do is help keep this tail up and away from the bend of the hook so it's not getting fouled. Now, I'm going to shorten this up a little bit and not use the entire length of this tail. Maybe. There we go. Oh, another thing about these tails. The tip here, you need to burn it with a lighter or hit it with a dab of super glue because they come unraveled in water. I figured that out my very first time tying one of these. Ooh, I think I have the fly right here. What are the chances? They come unraveled. And you lose half of your streamer, so you don't want that. Alright, so we got this guy. I'm going to pull a couple fibers off the front end. There we go. And then we're going to tie him in here. Capture him, try and keep him up and centered on the hook shank. We're going to just wrap that crap down. Alright, now we got a tail. Got a guard to keep us from fouling the hook. Now we need a body. The easiest way to do this is a bait fish brush. This is a 1-inch brush. This is from, where did I get this? This is just at H2O Products. Bait fish brush, streamer brush. This is a 1-inch, meaning the fibers are about 1 inch from here to here. I would prefer a 2-inch, I think. That's what I made the last 2 of these on. But I don't have any 2-inch brushes right now, so we're going to use a 1-inch. I have like a bunch of 3 and like 4-inch brushes, but they aren't going to be much help for this. A little on the large size. So, we are going to tie this brush under the shank right in front of the tail. Capture the tip of that tied down tight. Run my thread up to the eyeballs. And now, all I'm going to do is wrap this. Wrap it around the shank. Gathering the material to the rear. And I'm just going to wrap it and wrap it and wrap it until I've got enough body. This bobbing out of my way. Yeah, this would have been much better with a 2-inch brush. This 1-inch is not really giving me a lot of length, unfortunately. But we're doing it, so we're going to keep tying it. rap or two and we'll call her good. Yeah, unfortunately, this 1-inch brush just does not make the fibers aren't long enough to give you a really long, defined bait fish body. I'll show you the one I made with a 2-inch brush. Try and get one more wrap on here, I guess. Keep it from being so messy. There we go. Call that good enough. Get my thread. Wrap behind there. Trap in that brush. Right behind the eyes. 2 or 3 good wraps on there. Just to lock that in. My crappy scissors. Remember, brushes like this have a wire inside of them, so don't use your good fly fishing scissors or your good fly tying scissors. Use your crappy ones, or use your mom's scissors. Whatever you gotta do. And I'm just gonna come up over the eyes. I'm gonna brush as much of this brush back as I can. I don't have a brush. I don't know where that's at. And a little bit of stuff here I don't like, so I'm gonna trim that out. That's good enough. And I'm just going to finish on the nose with a couple wraps. Actually, I'm just going to build up a nose like you would with a Clouser minnow, just to give it a little profile on the front of the fly. Over and 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 over again. Good enough. Whip finish that, and we're done. If I have a whip finish too. There's one. There's a fly stuck to it. Ay, ay, ay. Whip finish that. And then, as I like to do with almost all streamers I tie, I'm going to hit that nose with some super glue or some resin just to finish it, just to keep those wraps together, keep it durable. I dropped my super glue. Just a little bit. That will do you. A little bit more on those wraps over the eyes, keep it all together. And it's not that I don't trust my fly tying, it's just that every little bit of insurance for durability is a good thing. So, here we have the Jiggy Dragon. Let's see if I can show you. It's a cool little fly, and there's nothing in the world that moves in the water like these dragon tails. You have to see it to believe it. I am going to try to add some in the water video. Here's that, oh gosh, feathers everywhere. Here is that streamer tied with a 2-inch brush. And you can see how much more body you're getting using a 2-inch brush. That would be my recommendation. But this is fine. This is just a little bit smaller profile. I'm not mad at this at all. I kind of like it, actually. So if I still have the footage, I'm going to give you some underwater footage. If I don't have that raw footage, I'm going to direct you to another video with a link over here in a corner somewhere, something like that, of this fly underwater. And you can see how the tail actually moves. Aside from that, thanks for watching.